everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today, we're diving into one of the most common struggles for English learners, listening without subtitles.
Yep, it's something almost everyone struggles with. You're watching a video in English, you turn off the subtitles, and suddenly it feels like you understand nothing.
Totally. But here's the thing. You can train your brain to understand English without relying on subtitles. It just takes a shift in mindset and the right strategies.
So in this episode, we'll give you step-by-step tips, personal stories, and actual practice methods to help you build real listening skills. Subtitle free.
Part 1. Why subtitles feel safe, but can be dangerous.
Let's start with this. Why do we rely so much on subtitles in the first place?
Because subtitles give us control. They make us feel like we understand everything, even if we're not really listening.
Exactly. But that's also the problem. When you always read the words instead of hearing them, your brain never learns to truly listen.
It's like riding a bike with training wheels forever. Comfortable? Sure, but you're not really learning to balance.
And the more we use subtitles, the more scared we get to turn them off. It becomes a kind of dependency, like a crutch we're afraid to let go of.
But if your goal is to understand English in real life, you won't have subtitles on the street, in meetings, or on phone calls. You have to train for the real world. Part 2. Training your brain, even if you understand only 30%.
So here's the truth. When you start listening without subtitles, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Maybe you'll understand only 30% or less. That's normal.
Right. The key is to stay in that discomfort. That's where real learning happens.
We call this the comprehensible input zone, the sweet spot where you understand just enough to stay interested, but not everything.
So don't panic if you don't get every word. Focus on tone, emotion, key words, and trust that your brain is absorbing more than you think.
And over time, you'll start noticing patterns. You'll recognize phrases. You'll anticipate what's coming next. That's your brain adapting.
It's slow progress, but it's real progress. And the more you trust the process, the faster it feels over time. Part 3. Active listening versus passive watching.
Let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes, thinking that watching hours of English content equals practice.
Right? Watching Netflix with subtitles isn't the same as real listening practice. It feels productive, but your brain might be sleeping.
That's where active listening comes in. It means choosing a short clip, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and focusing 100% on the sound, not the text.
Try this. Listen once with no subtitles. Then again, writing down what you hear. Then check the subtitles after.
It's intense, but that's where the learning happens. You're forcing your brain to work, and that's exactly what builds skill.
Even doing this just 10 minutes a day is more powerful than watching hours of content with subtitles on. Part 4. Shadowing, the listening booster you need.
Let's move on to one of the most powerful methods, shadowing.
Ah, yes, shadowing is a game changer. You listen to a sentence, pause, then immediately repeat it out loud, trying to match the pronunciation, rhythm, and tone.
It's not just about copying sounds. It's about training your brain to hear and produce English naturally, without translating.
Exactly. And it can feel awkward at first. You might stumble, mispronounce, or forget half the sentence. But that's okay.
Because every time you shadow, you're building your listening muscles. You're teaching your brain to recognize patterns, sounds, and flow automatically.
And guess what? You don't need fancy material. You can shadow YouTube videos, podcasts, even short movie scenes.
Pick something short, 1 or 2 minutes. Pause after each sentence, mimic it, repeat until it feels natural.
Do this regularly, and you'll be shocked at how much your listening and speaking improve. Part 5. What kind of content should you use?
So what should you listen to? What kind of content helps the most?
Great question. The best content is the one you actually enjoy. If you're bored, you won't stick with it.
Exactly. Start with topics you love. Gaming, self-help, science, cooking, storytelling, anything that keeps you curious.
Also start simple. If you're at an intermediate level, avoid fast-paced movies with slang and overlapping speech.
Instead, try YouTube channels with clear speech, English learning podcasts, audiobooks with matching text, or even TED Talks.
And remember, repeat content is your friend. Listening to the same thing multiple times builds familiarity, and that's where the magic happens. Part 6. Listening routine for beginners and advanced learners.
Let's talk routines. How can you build a listening habit, no matter your level?
Okay, for beginners, start with 10 minutes a day. Pick one short clip, listen once without subtitles. Write down key words you hear.
Then listen again, this time shadowing. Try to say each sentence right after the speaker.
Then finally, check with subtitles or the transcript. See what you missed. You'll learn a lot from the mistakes.
Now, for advanced learners, your challenge is speed and complexity. Try listening to native speed podcasts or news without stopping.
Test yourself. Can you summarize what you heard in your own words? Can you explain it out loud?
If yes, awesome. If not, Wikia, rewind, re-listen, and keep going. That's real immersion.
Part 7. Common frustrations and why they're actually good. Now let's be honest. Listening without subtitles can feel frustrating. It's slow. You feel lost. You doubt yourself.
And that's exactly why it works. Discomfort means your brain is growing.
Think of a workout. If your muscles don't feel sore, they're not getting stronger. Same with listening.
If you feel confused, that's a sign that your brain is actively trying to decode real language.
And that effort is where all the progress happens. Even if it feels invisible, it's working. Part 8. Build a subtitle-free mindset.
So how do you break the subtitle habit for good?
Start small. One video a day without subtitles. Just one.
Tell yourself, it's okay if I don't understand everything. I'm here to train, not to be perfect.
Over time, try increasing the challenge. Watch longer clips. Try watching with English subtitles first, then without.
It's all about building tolerance. Tolerance for confusion, for slow progress, and trust in the process.
And remind yourself, real life doesn't have subtitles. If you want to understand real people, real conversations, this is the path. Ending your action plan, starting today.
All right, let's wrap up with something practical. What can you do today to start improving your listening without subtitles?
Step 1. Choose a 1 to 2 minute video clip you enjoy. Step 2. Watch it once without subtitles. Just listen. Step 3. Write down any key words or phrases you catch. Step 4. Shadow the audio. Repeat the sentences aloud. Step 5. Finally, turn on subtitles or read the transcript. Check what you missed.
Repeat this process 3 to 5 times a week. Stay consistent. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for exposure and practice.
And don't forget, celebrate the little wins. Hey, I understood that phrase. That's a big deal.
You're not just learning English, you're training your brain to listen, think, and feel in a new language.
So turn off those subtitles and turn on your growth.
We believe in you. Keep going, and we'll see you in the next episode.